lot of people, the timing of the high holy days isn't so great. There was once a man who had a conflict. His favorite team was playing in the World Series. He had to go to services. Called up the rabbi. He says, I got a real problem here. I don't know what to do. Do you have any suggestions? I don't want to miss the game. He says, well, haven't you ever heard of a VCR? He says, you mean I can tape Kol Nidre? Well, we did. We taped Kol Nidre. We got it on tape. The beautiful singing from George Zimmer and the awesome playing from Danny Lieberman. It's on tape, so if you want it later on, we have ways that you might be able to get it. But I hope that you'll play that back in your memory many, many times throughout the year. And it's great to see so many people here. I know you have quite a few things you could be doing or different places you could go, and we appreciate your being here with us. I was speaking at a meeting a little while ago, and there were only 12 people there. And I said to the president, well, what happened? Didn't you tell people that I was coming to speak? He says, I didn't tell anybody, but word must have slipped out. So we appreciate all the people who have come here with us. And the sense of humor that perhaps I inherited or picked up along the way from my dad. That sense of humor, I would suggest to you, among my list of things last time at Rosh Hashanah, I said, why have the Jewish people survived? The sense of humor has to be right up there at the top of the list. I think we have some of the greatest comedians who ever lived. And even before the current batch of Jewish comedians, Sigmund Freud said that he believed that the sense of humor was the key to Jewish survival and to our mental well-being. So the more we can make fun of ourselves, the longer we live, I suppose. Even one of our forefathers, Yitzchak, what does his name mean? His name means laughter. Laughter. What a wonderful thing. And even on this solemn occasion, we still take time to rejoice. In fact, I like the story about the man who was in his 80s. And he had been praying all his life, and among his prayers he also slipped in a request that he could win the lottery. And finally he said in desperation, God, for 80 years I've been praying to win the lottery. Would it have been so difficult just to let me win once? And he says, Shmuel, work with me here. Couldn't you at least bought a ticket? We appreciate people here buying a ticket. I would say that before you even bought the ticket, you won the lottery. All of us have won the lottery. What incredible good fortune to be in this country and to be the recipients of our precious heritage. And my dad used to say that all of us are survivors. We're all sinners. And we're all improvers. But if there's anyone here who has not committed any sins over the last year, feel free to leave now and we'll give you a full refund. And we have many rituals, many metaphors that we engage in at this awesome day. For those people who like puns, we say that this day is called Yom Kippur, or maybe it should be called Yom Kippur, because we believe that we have the capacity to keep ourselves pure. Unlike other traditions that say you're born in sin, or that your fate is sealed, or that you just have to accept the way you are, we Jews say we are born pure and we can keep pure by coming back here again and again. For those who like numbers, the accountants among us, we call this Cheshbon HaNefesh, the accounting of the soul. We add up, we do an accounting of our good deeds against our bad, and as we review the ledger, we see if we can do a little better the next time. For those who like alliteration, we try to achieve teshuvah, which means return. by regret, then rejection of our bad habits, then resolution to do better, and then we return. For those who like the military, we have the shofar that calls us to battle against those forces that drag us down individually and in the world. For those who like discipline and exercise, we have fasting. And some people say, may it be an easy fast. An easy fast, that's like a chocolate-covered matzah. Matzah's not supposed to taste good, and fasting's not supposed to be easy. No pain, no gain. We do this specifically because we want to feel the pain, and the more difficult it is for us to wrestle with our conscience, the more we get out of this experience. On this day, we make a sacrifice, but not of an animal, of our soul. It's a sacrifice of what normally brings us pleasure. And the sacrificial system, my friends, of course, like everything else in Judaism, has evolved. In the old days, we used to slaughter bulls and ewes. And we thought that that might be able to help us out. Now we think all of that slaughter is a lot of bull. If you'll pardon the expression on this Yom Kippur. But we still do sacrifice the ewe. We sacrifice the you that we are today on an altar of change in order to become the you that we could be. We come up to we walk down an aisle, we get up to an altar, and we sacrifice a you. At least that's how they did it in the old days. Today we do it the same way, but now we say aisle, altar, you. That is the point of why we're here today. We try to alter and change ourselves on this altar. Even by the time of the prophets, by the time of Micah, they recognized that this sacrificial system didn't make a lot of sense. They no longer believed that God enjoyed the aroma of charred flesh. And he said, with what shall I come before the Lord? Shall I come before him with burnt offerings, with calves? No, he has showed you, O man, what is good. What does the Lord require of you? To do justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with our God. That's why we're here today. Every day, every single day is a good day to give thanks. Every day is a good day to count our blessings. Every day is a good day to feel spiritually connected. But this day, this Kol Nidre is a wonderful time, a great opportunity for all of us to come together as Jews and join together with Jews of all time and all place in order to collectively try to improve the caliber of our lives. And Kol Nidre reminds us of many important things, not through words, but through a tone. We're here to atone, but we also hear a tone. And Kol Nidre reminds us that sometimes we have shirked our duties. So often we have not lived up to the standards that we have set for ourselves or that our parents had tried to model for us. Kol Nidre is plaintive because it reminds us of the gulf between what we are and what we could be. As we listen to the Kol Nidre, it also reminds us of centuries ago, of the courage that our people demonstrated, the courage that our people displayed in order to overcome the hostility of the Amalekites, of the Philistines, of the Pharaohs, of the Assyrians, the Babylonians, the Crusaders, the Inquisitors, the Pogroms, the Crusades, the Holocaust, and that we've made it, we've survived, we celebrate their courage, and then we ask, are we able to demonstrate some of the remarkable tenacity of our ancestors? And today we have a different threat. We have no one in the United States trying to wipe out the Jewish people. We have a different type of threat. And that threat is, can we continue to exist even when people aren't threatening us? Can we remain as Jews and resist the urge of assimilation? They say the best way to do something, if you want to get something done, you got to either do it yourself or tell your kids not to do it. And Some people think the only reason why Jews stay Jews is because people have told us we can't do it. They think that Jews are only interested in defending Judaism and not practicing it. Some people think that there's no reason anymore to be Jewish. They think the whole world has already absorbed Judaism. They look at the United States and they say, look at the United States. We're already a Jewish country. It was founded on Jewish principles. The colonists, the pilgrims saw themselves as modern-day Israelites. The words on the Liberty Bell are words from Jewish scripture, proclaim liberty throughout the land unto all the inhabitants thereof. The words on the Statue of Liberty by a Jewish poetess, Emma Lazarus, who said, give me your poor, your tired, and your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Even in the halls of the United Nations, they have the words of Isaiah, who said, they shall beat their swords into plowshares. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, nor learn war anymore. Even the dream of Martin Luther King was a Jewish dream. He dreamed of a time that justice would well up as waters and righteousness as a mighty stream. My friends, this wasn't something that he just invented. This was something he got from the prophet Amos. He was inspired by Jewish prophets, Jewish scripture, and by other Jews, like Rabbi Heschel, who marched with him, and Jewish martyrs who gave their lives. Even Kibbe Kaplan, who was the president of the NAACP for years. In fact, my friends, you might not know this, even Superman